from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no longer them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memories still deep in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I can't tell. Remember when me tell you say I can't tell. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. But the way you go like a Papa Nuku. But them they were Boniro. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi Samiro. Me tell you what I day. For me the plan and the rest of man I tell you what I am. Me know back and forth. Me tell them
heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
And I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, we'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front, without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of my people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bombed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes, those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Ipocha massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now? If not you, you died at Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in the heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a patient people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
They paid the ultimate price. They died for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma chọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ehi niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tighata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụwa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị iro kọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye ghara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie niile ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro ekwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria kaja
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dịka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe ekegbuo anyị wu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na anyị etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na onye onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụmụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ bụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
onye si na ya ga-ata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị mgbe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi ga arụ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị pụta anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha gaa n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọgụgụwa memilera Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo memiri Fero site otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebite owe eji akọkọ ikiri ụtọ ọsọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa nwunye ọbụla kere gị nweghị malite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akọ na okwu gị na-anọgide n'ogo mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe egosi anyị Biafra na ndụ ma abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you're connecting from. Please like and share the program. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbors, share to everyone that is close to you. Invite others to join us. I can see my beloved sister, Macy Akere. Thank you so much for joining, Macy. I appreciate you for your constant support on this very platform. Thank you so much, Macy. And every other person that is out there watching, whether I mention your name or not, you are highly welcome. I appreciate every one of you that is joining us on this platform every time, morning, evening, afternoon. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will grant us all our heart desires. Everyone that is watching, wherever you're watching from, I want to remind everybody that in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come to attack people or individuals. All we do in this platform is to present our case before the whole world, to present Biafra to the world as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. The failure of the state of Nigeria, it is not a propaganda, it's not a blackmail, it is not a mere hearsay. Nigeria has failed and failed completely. We have dealt with a topic in the morning which we spoke about solitude, and this evening we are discussing again similar topic that we talked about in the morning, the coming storm, ethnic tension, the future of Nigeria. It is a very, very dire situation. From what we can see in Nigeria, it is clear that Nigeria can never, ever survive. Nigeria is not meant to be, and Nigeria will not be. The ethnic tension is increasing, the terrorism is increasing. Even when you think that it's slowing down, they are not slowing down. More atrocities, more people are dying, more attack is happening, and we have seen more revelations coming. And the most disturbing thing is that the people that are involved in this terrorism are the one in charge of that contraction in Nigeria. Some of us don't know the implication of having terrorist organization run a country. When a Canadian court came out and said that the ruling parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations, some of us take it for a pinch of salt. Some of us didn't believe it. We thought it was just a ranting. But today you have seen it clearly that Nigeria is being run by a terrorist organization. And they don't care about you. They do not care about me. They don't even care how you feel. They will do whatever they want to do, anytime they want to do it, not minded. You can imagine the debates they are making in their Senate to pass a law to transmit results on time from the police. In 21st century, Nigerian politicians are still dragging and arguing about it because they want to rig. You know, when we say that election voting does not guarantee the safety and security of the country, when we say that the election cannot give you good leaders, when we say that vote doesn't count, some people call us an evil messenger. They call us different kind of names. But this is a truth that they have refused to accept. The truth that they continue to pretend is not happening, but every day we see it. In Nigeria today, when you look at what is happening today, the way they play their politics, you know that Nigeria will never, ever, ever get better. It will get worse and worse. Just look at the kind of debate they're making. Look at the kind of thing that's going up in Nigeria. Today, the entire southeastern part of Nigeria, Biafra land, we know that we do not vote idiots. We do not support failure. That is why The Southeast never supported Buhari. The Buhari that laid this evil foundation that we are seeing today, Southeast didn't support. When Obasanjo came to power, Southeast supported Obasanjo. They voted overwhelmingly for Obasanjo. And Obasanjo came to power. And of course, he did what he can be able to do. He was the best option at that time. He was the best option available. Every time there is an election in Nigeria, the Biafran people will always support the best candidate available. Even though the best candidate available is not good enough. But the available choice, the best of the choice they have, they will always vote in. That has been the will of the Southeast. But today, you see what is happening in Biafra land. All the politicians in Biafra land, all the governors, all the elites are lining up behind a dead man walking. They are lining up behind a drug baron. They are lining up behind a man that has failed completely, a man that stole mandate. And they don't care about you. They don't care about me. It is about their own selfish interests. They all want to protect their interests. They all want to protect their... They don't even care. And today, you see some people coming out to even speak. Everybody now has the right to speak to the Igbos the way they like. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You saw the other man, Fayoshe, that came out. Fayoshe came out and said that he thanked Chukwu Okeabiama that he's not an Igbo person. And so many of us got angry. But he gave a reason why he said it. And his reason is genuine. His reason, Mazen Nandekana have said that even if he doesn't know why God created him to be a black man. Mazen Nandekana said, I am not an Igbo person, I am a Biafra. Because of the attitude of our people, some of us, we are tempted to deny our Igbo-ness. But we don't have a choice because we didn't create ourselves. We didn't make ourselves who we are. You saw that young man, Fayoshe was saying, he has a good reason. Now, every politician is lining up for their own personal interest. Go and ask them, what is the interest of the Southeast as a region in this politics they are playing? Nothing. There is nothing for the Southeast issue. The only single thing that the Biafran people are demanding today is free Mazen Nandekano. Free Mazen Nandekano. Free Mazen Nandekano. And they traded Mazen Nandekano, took him down to Sokoto, and they are playing their politics. No mention of them of Mazen Nandekano anymore. Instead, they are fighting everything that represents the legacy of Mazen Nandekano. They want to smash it and walk upon it. It is very sad. We are in a very, very sad time. The other time it was one guy from the Middle Belt cursing out the Igbos, cursing them that they are shameless, they don't deserve what they claim to be, that they cannot stand for their son, who have committed everything in his life, including his own parents. Their son, who have refused to take bribe and pursue the collective interests of all people. They jailed him without a written law. In a country where you have people that claim to be your representative, lawmakers. The same lawmakers, we have people from Southeast who are lawmakers, and they stood there. Their own brother was sentenced without an existing law. And they kept silent and moved on. The next thing is to go and form city boys, joining the same people that have taken the life of their brothers and sisters and sentenced their leader illegally in jail. And somebody come and tell you that he's ashamed of you and you're angry. Go and hug transformer. Go and hug transformer. If you are angry at that insult that Fayoshe gave to the Biafra, if you're angry, you don't know what you're doing. And that anger, I understand him. His anger is directed to the criminal politicians, To those idiots who are saying that money na water, that we don't know the source of their money. You just wake up from barman to become a billionaire. Are you the only barman in town? Are you the only barman in town? Are you the only barman who operated in there are people who are barmen in big hotels everywhere, and they have their limit. From barman to a billionaire. Many of them that you cannot even give their source of money. That is why they join this very criminal group to cover up their evil, to make sure nobody questions them. Bunch of criminals, bringing bad name to the Igbo tribe. Criminals, these are the idiots that Artois is breeding. Criminals who are involved in criminality of different grade of different types, bringing bad name to the Igbos. I don't blame anybody who calls you out. I don't pick offense to anybody who calls you out. The message of Fire Show was very, very clear. His message is very clear in black and white. If you're angry, hug transform. If you're angry, go and do the right thing. He made it clear. Sunday Igboho did worse than what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the case of Sunday Igboho, they went to his house and they found AK-47. They found ammunition. Sunday Igboho was physically on the ground going after the Fulanis. But Sunday Igboho today has been exonerated, freed, he's back in Nigeria and living his life. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was never seen with even a pistol. He was never seen with a knife, only his microphone. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, tortured, denied all his rights, and convicted without an existing law. As if that is not enough, they took him to Sokoto to detain him. And you tell me, you claim you are an Igbo person, you are proud, Igbo elite. Do we have elite? We don't have elite. The Igbos don't have elite. We don't have even one. The Igbos do not have any elite. No, I didn't see anyone. Even one, I did not see any elite in Igbo land. I didn't see any elite. Look at how Sheikh Gumi was standing up for a well-known terrorist. Registered and well-known terrorists. Sheikh Gumi was always standing for them. Standing. Up to today, Sheikh Gumi never denied it. Not just Sheikh Gumi was the one that was outspoken, but the entire northern part of Nigeria. None of them condemned Sheikh Gumi, which means he was their mouthpiece. You never see them go hard on the terrorists because they believe he's their foot soldier. Some of them will come and tell you that they are brother, they are dead people, they know them. But in the southeastern part of Nigeria, they joined the Janjaweeds to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, brought him, illegally convict him, and took him to the Janjaweed to lock him up. They connive with the Finnish authorities to take Mazi Simon Ekpa, they lie against Mazi Simon Ekpa, push different kinds of lie. And up to today, they are still lying against Mazi Simon Ekpa. Just like the one they call herself, Lord Nneka, is doing. Every time she comes online, her problem is Mazi Simon Ekpa. And she claims she's fighting for Igbo cause. This is the kind of senseless sense that they claim they have. You can never see a Fulani man doing what Lord Nneka is doing. She started well. Why don't you focus on that, your angle? You are fighting for Igbo cause. Why don't you focus on Igbo cause? And allow people who are doing something much more greater than what you are doing. You want to destroy other people for you to rise and shine. Every time she comes online, it's Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa. Everything she's attacking to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won. How many times have you seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu use Mazi Simon Ekpa as a point, as a talk? How many times have anybody come to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the person come out and say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says so to Mazi Simon Ekpa? That is a man that knows what he wants. But the rest idiots that we have parading themselves as sympathizers are all bunch of criminals looking for opportunity to steal. Criminals looking for opportunity to steal. And they will definitely be disgraced. Whatever they are planning and whatever they are doing, Chukwu Okike Abiyama will disgrace every single one of them. History teaches us something powerful. History teaches us something very, very powerful. And that is nations that refuse to confront uncomfortable truth repeats painful cycle. Nations that refuse to confront uncomfortable truth repeats painful cycles. This word is for the Zoological Republic, Nigeria, and it's also for us that are Biafrans. Those of us who are Biafrans, you want freedom. You are the Igbo person, more especially the Igbos. With everything we have passed through, with everything we have seen in the hand of the Janjaweed, today you are still in bed with them, expecting miracle. Nations that refuse to confront uncomfortable truth repeat painful cycle. Nations that face their flaws evolve. Nations that face their flaws evolve. Nigeria has refused to face their flaws. That is why they cannot evolve. And if we, the Biafrans, refuse to face our flaws, if we, the Biafran people, refuse to face our flaws, we will never evolve. Every one of us must face the reality of the day. Search yourself and find out where you are going wrong. A lot is happening in the Zoological Republic, and we have to position ourselves on a better stand for what is coming. Nigeria must choose denial or transparency, suppression or dialogue, fear or reform. The Biafran question will not disappear through arrest. If you like, arrest all the Biafrans. The Biafran question will not disappear through arrest. It will not disappear through silence. It will only be addressed through structural engagement. Through structured engagement. That is the only way it can be addressed. It can continue to frighten everybody, threaten everybody, kill everybody, silence everybody. It cannot be addressed. Because ideas do not die in prison. You think when you prison Mazen Nandekarion, you prison Mazen Simon Epa, nobody will talk about Biafra. You're a joker. Ideas do not die in prison. They die when people no longer believe in them. Except we no longer believe in Biafra. But as long as the Biafran people are believing in Biafra, you can't stop it. And the only way people stop believing in separation is when they believe in justice. Nigeria will never give justice because it was not meant to give justice. Nigeria will never give us justice because it was not structured to give justice. That is why we will continue to talk about separation, and we will definitely get out. This is a moment of decision. This is a moment of courage. This is a moment for responsible voice to rise wherever you are, add your own voice. Don't be silent. Don't wait for anybody. Speak wisely. Debate respectfully. Demand accountability fully. Demand accountability lawfully. Because the future is not written by silence. It is written by those who dare to confront reality. Wherever you are watching from, I appreciate every one of you. And I urge you to stay strong. Don't be distracted. Distractions are going to come. They will continue to come. But I bet you, do not be distracted. Do not be distracted. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, don't get distracted. We shall overcome them. The challenges will continue to come. The distraction will continue to come. The enemies will continue to try their best. But I tell you, do not be distracted. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So, my fellow Biafrans, we are going to go into their conventional media. There are a lot of news that is coming, both good, bad, and ugly. And you know what we do every evening? We go to their conventional media, we dig out their news, we dig out their information, and we dissect it. That is what we do. And we are going to be doing that this evening, as we always do, to dissect what they have in their media. When they speak their lies, we debunk them. When they speak the truth, we encourage them. But we will never support any of their lies. Whenever they speak all those their lies, we will confront them and tell them to their face that they have lied. So that is what we are going to be doing this evening. We'll be going to their conventional media this evening to see what they have. Let us listen to this very program.
Let's start what's trending this morning. We start what's trending today with an exclusive story that we are breaking here on Arise News. As U.S. Congressmen Riley Moore and Chris Smith have proposed the Nigerian Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, recommending targeted sanctions, asset freezes, and visa bans against former presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the Nyeti Ala Cattle Breeders Association, Nyeti Ala Kautal Hore, and what they describe as Fulani ethnic nomad militia. The bill alleges that the named individuals and groups are responsible for severe religious freedom violations. Shared by Moore on X earlier today, the document outlines statistics and historical accounts of attacks on Christians and on Muslims who advocate religious tolerance. It cites a lack of prosecutions or convictions of jihadist actors, characterizes this as a failure of the Nigerian government, and calls for coordinated support from France, the UK, and Hungary. The report also urges investigation into cases where non-Muslims are allegedly subjected to Sharia or blasphemy laws, and makes reference to victims including Rhoda Jatau and Deborah Yakubu. Now let's take a look at some tweets coming from the United States X space. Sean Nelson said the powerhouse team of Rep. Chris Smith and Rep. Riley Moore today introduced a new bill on religious freedom in Nigeria, increasing accountability measures, including recommendations for sanctions against Fulani militia and former Kano State Governor Kwankwaso, who introduced Sharia criminal law there. Nakabuyo responded and said, well, how much were you paid to target and tarnish Kwankwaso's image? Zamfara State introduced Sharia first in Nigeria as part of their right because it's in the constitution of Nigeria. Christians are safer in Kano State than virtually Christian-dominated states in Nigeria. Well, of course, what we do know is that the first governor to introduce and implement Sharia law was Governor Ahmed Sani Yerima of Zamfara State in January 2000, with other states following after that. Well, could this be a case of mistaken identity? Although we know that the bill itself, the proposed bill itself, doesn't make reference to Kwankwaso implementing Sharia law, but the commentary around it alludes to that. So it's a very huge development because there have been several threats about naming people and outing people. And I think, I'm not sure whether people would be surprised that the first name on that list would belong to Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Dr. Battakonti.
Well, I mean, the United States have been interested under President Trump, either in his first term or now in his second term, in religious persecution in Nigeria due to the Department of State of the United States, also the Department of Justice, and also now you have the African Command being involved, with President Donald Trump carrying the flag and saying there is religious persecution in Nigeria. federal government of Nigeria has made, considerable effort in that direction to say that Nigeria is a secular country, and that whereas there is insecurity in the country, there's no such thing as religious persecution. So that's the background. And now, over the years, Nigerians have been saying, name the persons. Before now, there was an attempt, I think, by the United States and also the United Arab Emirates to say that there are certain Nigerians in government and out of government who are funding terrorism. I think also under the Jonathan administration, there was some debate about the admittance at the senior level that, in fact, there were saboteurs inside the government. Now we have reached an interesting point whereby the United States House of Reps Representative Chris Smith, I think he's 73 years old, the two oldest persons in the House of Reps in the US. He's been there since 1978, representing the 14th District of New Jersey. And then you have Congressman Riley Moore, also now, proposing a bill, and they are now saying that one, the United States Congress should declare the Katawuri, Katawuri, should declare it a terrorist organization, and also the Yeti Allah itself, which is the principal, home body, should be declared. And then they are now in that contest named certain persons, and it is the name of Senator, former Governor Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, flag bearer in the last general elections of the NNPP that has been mentioned. And then Makban, there's a group called Makban. Fulani ethnic nomads have also been named. Well, this matter has to go before the Congress, and they've indicated penalties that such persons will be declared as terrorists. Such persons will not be allowed to go anywhere near the United States of America. So it's a developing story. The matter will still go to Congress to be debated. But what you can see is that with the involvement of both Congressman Chris Smith and Riley Moore, this may be an outcome of the various visitations to Nigeria and the interactions with the Nigerian authorities. But we on our own at this table cannot reach a conclusion and say, oh, these persons, these groups, have been so properly identified. So there will be also negotiations, discussions at the binational level.
Absolutely. I don't know about this. Okay, so this is a huge story. And it's come up from the journey towards this point. Starting off, of course, very significantly, amongst the other things that happened, that post, that famous post by President Donald Trump, which then triggered a chain of reaction. Obviously, from the Nigerian end, the efforts that have been made to convince the US government that there's no Christian genocide happening has not seemed to yield much fruit, because
how will it yield? They are lying. It cannot yield any fruit.
In fact, before we talk about the main thrust of the story, which
denial every time.
They've identified to institute the Magnitsky Agreement Act, on which includes asset freezing. It's not just visa bans, it's also asset freezing, and also this would have an implication for them beyond the United States of America. In fact, in this bill, some of their partners are mentioned, the United Kingdom, as well as others are mentioned, and they might, France, some of them might also decide to take on the same action. But I think beyond that is how detailed it was in the 12-page bill. The preamble was to give details to the extent of the investigation that we did, including the congressional hearing, the fact that both Christian and moderate Muslims have been killed, the fact that some of them who opposed these things were targeted, were kidnapped, and were killed. So a lot of detail in the work that they did, and then the conclusion around what ought to be done, including the naming of these people. All through this journey, let me call it that, what I've been insistent on is that I wish that Nigeria took the lead on this, because it is quite sad that we're now referring to or depending on the United States to tell us what is happening
You don't have a country. Do you have a country? When we say you don't have a country, you don't believe it.
What they've cited as an example is that it's a threat to U.S. national security, and that's why they've taken an interest in this matter. But it should be more of an interest for Nigerians. But I think we can't even begin to...
How can terrorist country be interested in dealing with terrorists?
...to begin to take action in that regard. So that's my first point. The second point then I'll then talk about would be what would be the implication of this naming of these individuals, of these people. I agree with Dr. Batsy not to jump the gun because I would like to understand the reasoning there, because they didn't actually give a clear reason why he in particular was identified. And I'm glad that you drew in the Sharia law, because they mentioned it in this bill that Sharia law, blasphemy law was part of its discrimination against Christians and some people living in Israel. So a few things around there. There are nuances, there are contexts that were not contained in this particular bill. But most importantly, what I'm calling for the Nigerian government at this point, can we take a lead on this? If there are indeed people who are killed because of their faith, can we do something about it? Can our
Who will do it?
Call the National Assembly?
Who will do it? You continue to make noise, the same noise, year to year.
Can we do something about it back home? And finally, our rest on this point is that most importantly, can we now give a chase? One of the charges brought against Malami is the fact that he didn't do anything but the missile brought before him. And making that renewed call, that can we also identify the terrorist financiers or supporters or backers in Nigeria and do something about it? That's all right. And it's sparking another conversation that we had in the beginning, which is that is the Nigerian government collaborating with the United States as equals, or are we cooperating, meaning there's some form of coercion happening for us to sort of, agree to the terms that are being set out? Because it does seem like the United States is taking the lead. And the Pentagon, in a related development, the Pentagon is sending about 200 troops to Nigeria in the coming weeks to help train its military to fight Islamist militants. This is weeks after President Trump criticized the country for failing to shield Christians from terrorist attacks. And this is according to a U.S. official who spoke on Tuesday. The troops will augment the small team of U.S. forces. You remember we'd spoken about the small team who have been in the West African nation for weeks, assisting local soldiers with identifying potential terrorist targets for strikes using American and Nigerian intelligence. This is what the official said, who spoke on the condition of anonymity and who was discussing operational matters. The new troops, whose impending deployment was reported by the Wall Street Journal, will be assigned to locations across the country to provide troop training and technical expertise. The U.S. troops, it is reiterated, will not be involved in combat operations. This is according to the official who spoke on this matter. An exclusive that was released by Wall Street Journal, of course, has now been widely circulated. But, Rufai, just to put these issues together, now we're seeing names, there are lists. Some people are arguing that, why are we nitpicking this one name on the list when there's several governors? If it's about Sharia law, there's several governors who implemented it. If that's the context, what is the context? Give us the detail and give us your evidence as well.
And remember the conversations around when the conversations around Sharia law sprung up in the early 2000s. And we knew there were going to be a lot of blowbacks, and we're beginning to see the blowbacks now today. So it's not today that we'll be talking about this. For what it's worth, those that say, the Sharia law parts of this country, if we also now make the argument that can we also have canon laws in some parts of the country, they would say no, straight away. So we should be careful. You asked a very fundamental question. Why can't Nigeria take the lead on it? Because the Nigerian state cannot handle the complicity in this matter. This complicity. President Jonathan said it. Dr. Batsy, President Jonathan said it. About complicity in the fight against insecurity.
The government is complicit. When we say it, they say we are making noise.
To a large extent, we've not been able to handle the complicity. So today, we've not answered questions around, number one, the buy. Who ordered the military to leave 30 minutes before the king girls were picked up? Look at the case in Kwara. We talked about complicity. When they forwarded...
Every time they are complicit. Every attack.
Who informed this very criminal that made them get a complicity. Secondly, it's because of that complicity too
that after the UAE released that list of terrorist fund, they said the government can go after them. So if you have a case of can solve the problem of insecurity. But we are not bold enough to solve the problem of complicity. I mean, this was the same country that fought with Islam in the 80s. So when we're not bold enough to fight the complicity that has gone into every single architecture, that's why Americans are taking the lead. And you can never be equal with America. American defense budget is over 800 billion. That's 4 times our national GDP.
Well, I believe that reaction.
You're welcome, bro. Christian. Thank you for joining.
Yes, Maazị Chuks, ndewo. Ọ dị egwu. Ndị obodo ekwensu a na-atụ onwe ha ntụnụ.
If we go there now,
These people, they will never change. Liars. People will not they tell themselves true. Not be exactly what they talked already this morning. But now they play also. Just look at what they are messing up themselves in the studio there. People when go see truth, then go they hide them because they believe say they can hide their way out of the mess they are in. You cannot do that. They cannot pretend. No way, you know. So that is the thing. The other guy that talks, but that is part of the problem. That is the problem, you know, because this government of Tinubu, they know how complicit the government is with the terrorism, with everything happening, but they are pretending the Tinubu, they believe that they can continue to deceive people, make act as if they are not part of it, but they are just part of it completely. Not be under that Tinubu government, all the complicity that has been, the implication of it, they ordered few minutes before terrorists came to invade our school, order was given, and the military there were evacuated. Muda Musa they brought since how many months now? He said that they will get to the bottom of it, they will investigate, they will do this. They're not, you know, they see the light of it, they will just say it. This is what they do. You know what they do, bro? They just come and talk. Exactly. Regardless, whether you believe them or you don't believe them, whether you hold them to account for their word or not, they don't care. They just say it because they know that nobody's going to hold them to account. This is the problem. So you see them now for here. Why the no go as press people go to the president? We see it happen in most countries. I said to the president, why is this happening? Why is that happening?
Yes.
And why? But they don't do it. In Nigeria, they don't do it. And they think that they can...
Abati is here defending them. That is what Abati work is here, to defend the government.
That 100%. Onye kwensu kinafwa as dark soul like darkness. That's so in heart dark. Everything na to lie, to water everything down, to play. Oh my God.
Did you see why Rufai was talking about the complicity of the government? He was shaking his leg.
In body language. In body language. You see him now?
In body language.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? But this complicity is something we see every day. In every attack, you will see complicity. Every attack. Look at this one that's happening in Kwara State.
Yeah.
How can you imagine in a country 10 good hours?
Yeah.
Terrorists operated for 10 hours. Even if they are coming from another country, how many hours did it take them to take jet and fly from Nigeria to Cotonou to go and stop coup?
Yeah.
But they say they have a barrack in that same Kwara State. They have a barrack there, but this will operate for 10 good hours. Do you know the excuse they were giving? The excuse they gave that when they were going there, that the terrorists planted some bomb on the road, and because of the bomb, they were careful to pass before.
Not true.
They arrived late.
Not true. That story for children, huh? And there's one also that happened where they say that the head of the place, either the chief or whatever, called to tell the military about what is happening. Those military gave the information to the terrorists.
Yes.
So they become enraged and came there and slaughter everybody. So you see how it goes. And let me tell you, bro, there's something now because America, they are coming in now. They've added 200, so it's been confirmed now. You know, this morning we do not have a concrete information about that. But now it's been confirmed that 200 more will be coming in. Now, this is what they said, that they will come in to train them, right? So the thing is this, yeah, it could be that those are diplomatic language they are using.
Of course.
Because if you say you are coming to train who? You train terrorists to come and do what? You train terrorists to fight terrorists. That don't make sense?
The
You know,
worst mistake they can make in life. The same thing they did in Afghanistan. They trained criminals in Afghanistan. They trained terrorists in Afghanistan. Gave them aircraft. Gave them ammunition, and they left.
Exactly. So obviously, again, like I said, except if just a mere diplomatic language for it to, if not, if they said I won't train them, well, they will train them, then they will use it on the American troops. By that time, their eyes go open, because trust me that. But I know, say, my brother, something will happen. If Americans, if they no lane with everything that has been happening, if they no lane, well. Yeah, because not be today that begin sabotage. Well, we remember the story of how they came in the past to help them with the Chibok girls, how it was sabotaged. So, Boroneki Fege amazing matter. You know, you can't continue to trust people that are not trustworthy. You know what I mean, Brajus?
Yeah.
So we'll be watching. I got you know, so because obviously my brother, there's a
Something must be way.
yeah, and this is a very, very, I don't know. You see, again, we must continue to speak it, but these people, something is not right with them at all. Everybody know. Look, even that woman, Ayo, every time he say, we must this. The question, who are the we? Is she talking about? Who are the we, my brother? Me and you? The we, not be Tunubu, not be your brother, Naimbi. Just like this useless guy now.
Even when those people come to the studio now, they cannot face them and tell them to their face.
Bro, I say it be like one useless Yoruba guy now, whether they call her your fire shit. I see him for Lisa, that Lisa lady, that our sister. He said they denigrate Igbo because blah blah blah, whatever. Maybe you never see the video anyway. Now
I don't see the video, but me, why I don't take any pen in that video? Because when I look at it, he channeled his energy to these idiots, the people that we are supposed to be angry with. These idiots that are calling themselves, what do they call themselves? These city boys, Obi Kubana, and listen. They were the people he directed the issue to, because he made a second video where he called their name. He mentioned their name, that they were quick to run to Tunubu to go and take a cap. They couldn't even use Mazen Nandekane to bargain and say, release our brother, and then before we wear cap, they're already wearing cap already.
Okay, I didn't see him. You know, okay, I didn't see the whole of the video. So yeah, you saw the whole video. It makes sense.
The second part of the video, when you see the first one, it's annoying, but when you understand where he's coming from, you know, the first one, he just spoke about that he's thankful for being a Yoruba man, and he gave his reasons, which I understand. And then the next one, I think all those city boys responded. Then he now opened the can of worm.
Oh, he now bombard them.
That he was referring to them. Referring them. He said their own brother, Sunday Bowo, was doing even worse than what Mazen Nandekano did. They protected him. The Fulanis are protecting their terrorists, even though they are terrorists.
Yeah.
They live from places to places.
He said all that.
But for Igbo people,
he said all that.
Don't even stand our ground and say, do this. Use that as they say they are politicians, use that their political force and say, do this, or else we will not do this. But
that's true. He said did he say all that?
Yes.
That the Fulanis are protecting their own, the Yorubas are protecting their own.
Yes, I will send you the second. Maybe you didn't see the. There another video him after he made the first video. He made another video to respond to those idiots, those politicians.
But so
they saw the first one, then they attacked him. Then he did the second one where he called their name, Obi Kubana and the chief priest, telling them even he doesn't know where their source of money. He himself, his wife is an Igbo woman. He married an Igbo girl. He said his children, all of them are Igbos.
That is the Fayoshe guy.
The Fayoshe guy, his wife is an Igbo woman. His children.
Oh my goodness.
His children is an Igbos.
He
state. So he's not as maybe he's not part of those who are denying whom they are or their children.
But
that's hate. But how
Yeah.
can't they at least use Mazen Nandikan to bargain before they wear that cap?
Yeah, so but Maz, that is the thing, because it's a lot more complex than one can imagine. Now the
Yes.
thing is,
We are
was it okay?
selling not out to these people. Everybody have the right to talk to us now. So sometimes you
So,
don't even know how to start and begin to challenge them because our people are messed up.
but did Obi Kubana? You said Obi Kubana. They replied him before he now opened the can of worm.
Yes, I had that. I had that. This what do they call this one? They call Kubana Chu priest. That
the
idiot.
one where the one where kneel down for terrorist Shetima?
That idiot now. That idiot.
Oh,
I learned he's the one that responded. Then the guy fired him. In the video of the
oh
guy, the
yeah.
second video of the guy that I saw, he tear him into pieces.
Mm. All those guys, hey, Chineke Mary Madebe, all those boys, I got banye here. That is Afukuaro and a Bugali up and down. I got Bapuya in due time. They are not Abondiara. They want to. So, but that is by the way, we understand as Andibo, we understand. I've always said it. It not be today, my brother. I've always, and Mazinan Kano has also been saying it all the time that the same thing that made Indibo great for what they are, that economic greatness is the same thing that is their weakness. Their weak point. I'm telling you. I've always said it. Yeah, that their greatest point is also their greatest weakness. Okwego, Obi Kubana, all these guys, they are so, that's their wealth. They want to
They
guide it
don't
so
care
much.
about collective interest, about personal interest, pride.
That is it. That is it. That is it. And same goes for our politicians too. Where they occupy that position and wealth and their immediate family themselves, so they don't care. They don't care for the rest of the Indigo. That is a serious problem. We have that as a problem, and we recognize that. That is what Namdekano call the spirit of mercantilism. It's just that spirit of mercantilism, not and every is established fact now because Gowan have said it that if he has known that is how it was their attitude towards money, and Obasanjo have said it too. So it's not a coincidence anymore. A pattern has been established, right?
Yes.
So we cannot.
Tinubu is applying it now.
Huh?
Tinubu is applying it and it's working for him.
Yeah, everybody's applying it. That is also what the caliphate applies all along. That is why they got the likes of the Hopus or them, the Soludos and Omahi and the rest of them, So it's a serious issue in our midst. Trust me, it's a serious issue, but it's not gonna be dealt with. It's not gonna be solved except and until we are free as a people. When we are free, because we're not free. I've said it in the past too that Ndibo are just acting or pretending or lying to themselves. Ndibo, they are not free in Nigeria. When we have Biafra, then we'll be able to introspect. We are going to have to introspect when we're genuinely free. Because what you have in Nigeria is manipulation. The caliphate system under the British, they appoint people, they groom them, make them ready to come in our place and do their job for them, pretending to be for the people, but in actuality, they are working for the enemy. That is what is going on, and that is a fact. And the only way we're going to be able to deal with that problem is if by the grace of God, grace of Chukwu, we're able to get our freedom. Then we start. If we have to start from, beginning again to reorient, re-educate, and to make our people, especially for our generation to come, to understand the act of patriotism, that nothing comes between that. There are things you don't do, because money cannot be everything in life. There are things that money cannot buy. And the Kano exemplifies that. You know what I mean? So we can start from there. We can start. And the Kano is the poster child. And someone else too, they become the really, really, the poster child for that spirit of our generation to come, that sometimes you just gotta say no way. If they will give you all the money in the world to betray or to destroy your people, we reject it. But the people like Ato Eze, them, all those ones now, Linda and Kea, exactly. So that guy, this Foyeshe guy, yeah, he spoke well, but my point at the end of the day is that why every one of us, even the both region, including the Yoruba, everybody is suffering what we are suffering is because of the fact that the Yorubas has failed. Each time they had opportunity to do the right thing, they failed to do it. It started even before Obasanjo, it has started. And with Obasanjo and now with Tinubu, they always have the opportunity. They try to cater to the caliphate, you know. What stops Tinubu? I've said it severally. What stops Tinubu if he genuinely believes, if he's a Southerner that believes in a fair religious tolerance, right? What stops him from saying to Nnamdi Kanu, yeah, okay, look, this is your position and this is my position. We don't have to be on the same position. We don't have to agree, but that the process in which you are brought into this country is criminal. It's against every known international law. And look, this is the position of the law, both local and international. Therefore, this man should be discharged and let him go back. What are my point, eh?
Yeah.
He could have done that and say, okay, let him go. Look, bro, the way Nigeria is, we know.
But remember, we are talking about Africa here. Such things don't happen in Africa. It's just
exactly.
Like people resigning because something happened in their office. You don't see people resigning in Nigeria or Africa.
Well, yeah. Some maybe in Nigeria in particular, because we've seen some countries beginning to act differently. You know, we make reference to Ghana this morning. You know, so some countries are beginning to develop like human being. You know, but Nigeria remain just subhuman in their behavior and their judicial whatever. You know, so because the man has been freed and cleared. You know, why do they not let him go? You know, you are accusing somebody, you are indicting somebody on laws that does not exist. These things are also is pure political, you know, torture and punishment for no reason. So and not only that, bro. I've said it that it was when that Satan of Sokoto visited Tinubu. That was when decision was made to send him, because they have no business sending him to Sokoto. On what basis should that be happening? Not Abuja, not Lagos, not South, no, all, you know, and these things, they know what they were trying to infuriate us, you know, to stir us to anger, so that when we begin to, you know, fight over it, then it will become a diversion of everything. You know, that was clearly part of their game plan, because like now as it is, in Kwara State, Yorubas are being massacred, you know, and it's going to continue. They will push down into Oyo and to other Yoruba states, because they overrun the whole place. So, but the whole game would have changed, because what will happen is they will just now push the terrorists who are in the military, all of them, to come to Southeast if something have started. So that means the focus would have just been a different thing. But you see how everything kind of pipe low somehow, kind of, therefore they have no excuse to do what they wanted to do. So the real focus has gone to the real problem, where the problem is. And that is something that I think is infuriating some of them, that their game plan did not work out, because there's absolutely no reason why Tinubu and his Yoruba government, the Omotosho, the judiciary, all the judges, you know, they are all Yorubas, why they decided to do what they did. And again, I've said this several. Anybody telling me that Igbo governors, Igbo politicians, yes, I know the part they play, but at the end of the day, the ball stops at the table of Tinubu and his Yoruba government. Pure and simple. Not even Fulani were able to decide. They can decide, they can do, but the blame goes to him who is at the top of the hem of authority. That is how I look at it. Because if you cannot take a decision as the number one person, then why are you there? You are the one that will be held accountable. You know, if something, God forbid, if anything happened today, nobody's gonna go and say, whole any Igbo governor or anything. No, it's Tinubu, because it's his government. Yes. You know, yeah, it's his government. It's the judiciary who are the Yorubas, who are the prosecutors who are the Yorubas. You know, so all of them. So it's somebody you can pretend, you can pretend all you want, but at the end of the day, these things were all carried out by the Yorubas. And this Fayose guy, he must realize that too. If those prosecutors and if the judiciaries
and the motor show. And if they were Igbos, yeah, now we can say, okay, you know, or if Tinubu was Peter Obi, an Igbo man, and hand him over to Sokoto. If you know what I mean, Brachus, eh?
I got your argument.
Yeah, because I don't think that if those people, all of them were Ndibo, that they will send in the Kanu to Sokoto. That will never happen. Highest they will say, okay, they will put him in one prison in Abia, Anambra, whatever. I'm telling you, or at least anywhere within southern sort of, you know, where they know that. So these things we have to be able to separate them, you know, put them in proper context. This is the point. So I understand what he meant when he chastised Obi Kubana and the rest of them for not using him as a bargaining chip. I understand all that. But at the end of the day, this is Yoruba government. Whether anybody likes it or not, it is what it is. And time and time again, the Yorubas have shown that they always find a way, you know, to align with the caliphate. I can give so many instances. You know, so instances in the past, at least in our lifetime. So that is the point I want everybody to bear in mind also. And by the way, the Yorubas who are going through hell now in Kwara and Oyo, in Kogi and some of these places, then they should be doing something about it too. That is enough to preoccupy them. And if that happens, then maybe the caliphate will begin to get the message loud and clear that the Yorubas are not with them. But as it is now, he's looking to the caliphate like they are together. As FFK say, he said that nothing is going to separate them again from the Northerners. He said it during the 23 election. So somebody can say he's a crazy man, or he's a stomach, wherever, stomach, face, whatever. But he said it. What do you do, my brother?
She's well, my brother.
Reacting to Senator Eninaya Abaribe's swift retreat after initially proposing that senators vote individually on the proposal.
Abbas, Oshun Baba.
Not Fabio, eh?
The reactions to that were mixed, with some people saying, what a bold moment from Senator Abaribe, and other people saying, oh, why didn't he stick to his guns? And others also saying, where were the other opposition senators in the room? Well, protests also continued for a second day outside the National Assembly yesterday, with appearances from former River State Governor Rotimi Amechi, who brought on with him, and former Minister Son Dalong. Whilst day one of the protests was relatively calm, day two saw rising tension between protesters and the security forces, including a face-off between Amechi and the police, as well as Aisha Yesufu and the police. Governor Siminalayi Fubara assured the press on Tuesday that the new Port Harcourt Ring Road project will be finished by October this year. The governor made these comments after inspecting the road's progress, where he also sparked mixed reactions on social media when he stated that his boga, or his boss, the FCT minister Nyesom Wike, assured him that finishing the road will earn him favor with the people of the state. Let's take a look.
For me, this project is very important, considering the person who conceived it, my other honorable minister.
This River State drama.
You see, Abati won't throw blow with Ayo and Rufai over that, eh? You don't notice them?
No.
Oh, it's coming.
Well, these comments illustrate this unique dynamic between Wiki and Fubara, with the Rivers governor still appearing to refer to him on key projects, including with this road that's expected to cut across 5 local government areas of the state. My Oga has instructed me.
Yeah. 2 of them, President Tinubu is playing 2 of them as a game. Now, he will call him his Oga because President Tinubu has helped them to avert his impeachment based on the reports we got. If there's fire on the mountain again, they don't agree with me tomorrow, he will call him names again. So all of this, the fight is in the interest of President Tinubu, and he just playing both of them as yo-yo. I pity both of them.
But if a man has been your boss, you served him as accountant, right?
You see which?
Yeah. Always.
Look at his own narrative.
Yeah.
The man that is your boss is your boss for life. And that's
Imagine.
You there, yeah?
The government who have served under people continue to refer to them as my Oga. That is people who are properly well brought up, not badly brought up children.
Look at. This one properly brought up. This one went through. This one went evil. Now ain't fully in head. Now ain't be proper brought up.
Imagine. I don't know where this guy is getting his narrative. I don't know what they give him the boldness. Huh?
He said proper brought up. To see truth, you see black, you call it white. Now ain't be proper brought up. Oh, there.
That is what we expect. Because money has been expended on that project, we don't expect that he will abandon it because of whatever personal differences he may have with his former boss. For life, Wike will be his boss. So acknowledging that, I don't see why that is his story.
Dr. Maxi, sometimes it's not forever. Things change. Situations change. Or that today can be followed tomorrow.
Don't mind him.
Okay.
You see how idiotic that guy is?
Yeah.
Oga forever. And
yeah.
This mentality they put there. Look at how Tinubu have made himself a lord in Lagos. Now
exactly.
Making himself a lord.
Because Oga forever. Mm-hmm. Even when
they will tell you you're insulting an elder. You're insulting your boss.
Even when the person they commit atrocious. Oh God. Yeah. No talk, now your girl. You go leave them. Something go they spoil. Something they spoil they go. You know go talk because now your girl.
These people,
yeah.
These people.
Yeah.
I can't understand these people.
When things are that's one song God or kind of
him and Wike don't settle now. You don't enter APC.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is evil. This guy is evil. I don't like listening to him. This guy is so evil. I don't like listening to this idiot. He's so evil. Somebody who he can never be truthful. Every time a lie, they fool him out.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of democracy. Well, the reactions to that were mixed, with some people saying, what a bold moment from Senator Abaribe, and other people saying, oh, why didn't he stick to his guns? And others also saying, where were the other opposition senators in the room? Well, protests also continued for a second day outside the National Assembly yesterday, with appearances from former River State Governor Rotimi Amechi, who brought his son with him, and former Minister Solomon Dalum. Whilst day one of the protest was relatively calm, day two saw rising tension between protesters and the security forces, including a face-off between Amechi and the police, as well as Aisha Yusufu and the police.
In the political or of the Senate, take the best route. So thank you for joining us very quickly. We don't need to repeat the stories again. Just to ask you, do you think that the Senate of the Federal Republic has listened to the Nigerian people and acted accordingly? Or, based on what transpired yesterday, the Senate has suffered the people of Nigeria a red herring? So is this a question of accountability or of the Senate taking the best route to ensure political stability in the country?
Which stability?
Thank you so very much, Abati. Let me start by saying that the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Gospel Akpabio, yesterday made history in the political and electoral processes and developments of our country, Nigeria. You agree with me that the Electoral Act 2022 as it is today, pending the amendment, never made mandatory electronic transmission of results from polling units to IRF. It is the 10th Senate, in line with demands from all Nigerians, that we should make our electoral processes more transparent and fair. And that is why we took that bold step yesterday to expressly insert electronic transmission of results from polling units to IRF. After signing the same result and copies given to polling unit agents and of course security agencies at the polling unit. I believe that what we've done, that all Nigerians should be applauding the 10th Senate.
Akoko.
Because this is the first time.
Anytime they want to defend rubbish, they will bring a red cap man.
By making it mandatory, pursuant to Section 60(3) as amended, making it mandatory that all results from the polling units must be transmitted to IRF. Now, the provision that the opposition is complaining about only said, whereby there is no network, or whereby there is no
You see the rigging network.
transmission,
Yes.
like we witness in our banks.
Hey, God for
Malchus, I know and for phone, so I know they see the image quite clearly for some reason.
Okay.
Not be that warrior, the guy, this Igbo guy, now warrior be name.
I don't even know his name. They didn't call him. I think that way they will call him name. We will hear his name.
Because okay, I think so maybe you they see I'm clearer because there's a time he's probably a senator, you know. So, but I know that these people they play for them be all these guys, you know.
Complete.
Now real rubbish guy and them be. So you see, shame they exist in their dictionary that then they talk say if light no the others. But how old is how long have they been in this whole thing that they are not ashamed to talk about no electricity or no internet or no this or no that? Well, not even internet, because the problem is not the internet, the problem is the lack of constant electricity supply, no, the lack of availability, you know, the lack of, you know, supply of electricity in the life of a country. Why is it that is it not shameful to these people that the country cannot boast of constant electricity supply? Why is that not a shameful thing to them? That is my question. That in this after how many decades, if not a century, they cannot solve that one problem? Because in Nigeria, they never solve any problem. I don't know why. Sometimes the black man is unable to solve any problem in life.
Why is that?
They don't, my brother.
Why is it that the so we must begin to ask questions and hold ourselves accountable. Why is it that Nigeria again is not the largest country on earth, not in population, not in size? So because they make the excuse, the Obasanjos of this world, sometimes in the past they make the excuse of being a large country, being a huge population, and that is why there's no proper development like you have in Dubai or like you have in this and that. You begin to wonder, what kind of lame excuse is that? Okay, if that is the case, so divide it up. If it's too much for you to take care of because it's too big, so split it up, simple, so that you can deal with it small, a little, sort of, right? These people are just so sick every time. They don't make sense at all, so electricity supply, they don't have it. Even this morning when I was talking, the guy said there's no electricity. So every president that comes, he gave them the promise of going to solve it, but they spend all their time, for sometimes first and second time, they never solve it. Another one comes, he makes the same promise, and nobody. All the ego, my brother. Something, everybody. I don't know why people cannot see that everything is wrong about the country, and it's not going to change. It's just not going to change. All the ego, my brother. There are no mad people. Mad people.
If you wait for some time, that money will drop. At best, you can make reference, to your app. So that provision is just saying, whereby here and then, the result, you need report at the IRF.
Onyekachi. The guy name is Onyekachi. He's a senator.
Okay.
Onyekachi Mwaboyi.
Mwaboyi, yeah, Naim, not the guy, yes. He had a fight. One time he had a serious fight with, I think it was the former Minister of Education.
Okay. Was he the one that had a fight with
Obio Kwesili? Yes, yes.
This
They had this.
no wonder, idiots.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
See, now this couple they bring for studio now to come defend their nonsense.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, criminals. They only care about their stomach, their selfishness. Nobody care about the country. That country is
very shameless.
a normal.
They don't even watch somebody listening to. Very, very shameless people.
Yeah.
Very shameless. I don't know how our people have just degenerated to this level. Very shameless.
President Donald Trump has also criticized the US government for failing to protect Christians, although the Nigerian government denies this claim, stating that the security challenges affect citizens of all faiths. We will still have in the studio here with us Barrister Adams Atta. Thanks for staying with us. Okay, we'll be joined virtually in the course of the program by other guests. So let me stay with you, Barrister Atta. Since after the December 25th bomb in Sokoto State, we have seen terrorists double down. In Kaduna, 170 people abducted and released in bits and pieces. In Kwara State last week, in cold blood, 170 people were killed. We are going back to Kaduna again, 13 people killed. Now, since after the abduction of over 170 people, 6 people were killed before. Now we had 13 people killed. Target priest, his residence invaded, abducted, and 3 people in that residence killed. To understand why these people just doubled down after the incident. What are they telling Nigerians? What are they telling United States? Meanwhile, we understand that United States military, they are here, but we are told that they are here to offer logistics and intelligence, not boots on the ground. So are you able to help us explain all of this the way you understand it?
Yes, my little understanding is that since a duty of the government, you know that life and properties are well protected. That's what the Constitution says. But however, the university is, they are more interested in protecting themselves. See, there is a large series of numbers of policemen, army men, armed personnel, and then all over the federation, people went Mr. President came out last time and then directed the concerned office to withdraw all the personnel from PIUs. You see that we are lacking behind. Recently, last year, I saw a news that they want to recruit more policemen and then more force. Up to date, I don't think that that recruitment is not. That's not one. Lack of more, what is it called, intelligent units. So more importantly, that the US government is involved. I want them to take charge. 10 over 10, 100%. And they're not making forums in Nigeria, what is it called, security outfits. They can support, but let them be in charge. Let the US government, because the Nigerian army and the Nigerian police have failed us woefully.
When you say that they have failed us woefully, it is because they are overwhelmed. Because I heard you talk about recruitment of more men into the forces. Does it look like the present crop of officers that we have, men and officers, are overwhelmed? Because we also hear from some of the sources within the military, whenever we try to, engage and take out these people, we have orders asking us to pull back and all of that. So is it a question of numbers or is it a question of intentionality in fighting this war on terror?
I think the intention to come out fully support is not there. I have this impression that the government is equally involved. That is why we're not getting results. But however, like I said, and I'm saying it again, and I'm saying it, I think the United States is to take charge. I don't give them that. Yes, okay, because nobody celebrates failure all over the world. I don't celebrate failure. If you have tried once, 2, 3, and 4, so not even up to the 10th time, and then you continue to fail. I think somebody who can do it better should step up and then do the needful, not this is life and properties we're talking about.
Okay.
It is he that is alive that the government is going to cover. It is he that is alive that is going to pay tax. It is he that is alive that can make decisions. It is he that is alive that can even participate in the election that will usher in most of our leaders. So it must be given priority over every other thing. If I'm not alive, you cannot be talking about passing on. If I'm not alive, you can't be beneficial.
So the first duty of government is to protect life
and properties.
Now, in the course of this intervention, you said something that I would like for us to expand. You said that the government is involved. How?
Because, like I always say, and I will say that, I want to say it again.
That is one thing they don't want to hear, that government is involved.
Signing a passion. That insurgency is still 24 hours. You know that the government is involved. And we have seen several that, I think a recent killing sometime last week, where one of the president came out and said that they were authorized to pull out. And then after pulling out, that was when about 2 or 1 hour thereabout, that was when the terrorists now came and then hit. So my point is very certain. You can see from the antecedent, you can see from all angles that the government is still woefully protecting life and property. And that is why you see that people like they are saying thereabout, they are saying that Nigerians should, what is it called, should start having access to using weapons, gear arms and all those things. But however, I'm not in support of that because even in the United States, that they are bearing arms, they cannot manage that situation. How much of where a country that we have a tribal color and then yes, and then tribalism is there, religion is there, you like me, I don't like you, and this and that, all those personal factors.
Okay, we'll come. All right, thank you very much, Barrister Atam. We'll come back to you because of this discussion because we have more talking points that you're going to interrogate. Let's quickly run to Professor Emmanuel Odwe Usue, Professor of Old Testament Studies, Benue State University, Makurdi, Nigeria, who joined us virtually. Good morning to you, Professor, and thanks for joining us on video this morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay, beautiful. Good to have you, Prof. The connectivity is very clear, and I'm happy we can hear you loud and clear. Now, let's get into beautiful. Let's get into it. Prof, you are in Benue State. I'd like for you to bring us, up to the minute. Give us an update. What is happening in Benue State? We hear that some communities in Benue were attacked recently. Is that correct?
It's correct. The Kwande local government area of Benue State. And Kwande is neighboring with Cameroon. And there are several attacks in Kwande. It's not just one incident. there are a couple of incidences of the attack in Kwan local government. And for your information, this is where illegal mining activities are taking place. And I suppose the government is fully aware of this. But the communities, the indigenous people are being killed, displaced in their ancestral lands. Fulanis and the Chinese are there and they are carrying on with their own activities. And so it is taking place in Benue State. The Kwande local government is bounded with Cameroon. It is a mountainous area, and it's a very good place for mineral resources, including gold and other resources.
Quite interesting.
And then apart from that, in Ukum local government area of Benue State, which is also neighboring to Taraba, Takum to be specific, in Taraba State, there are series of killings there. In fact, recently, a list of more than 70 people were killed by terrorists. I'm talking about within the last 1 week. I'm not saying 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm talking about the last 1 week.
That's a very serious matter.
But it has not made any newspaper headline.
Okay.
Why? Because as my other friend who had just spoken said, there's a strong suspicion or allegedly government is also part and parcel of.
All right, Prof, before we get to the involvement of government in all of this, you said that in Kwande local government area, mining activities, are going on.
Now today you hear us.
The people and the Chinese.
Chinese.
Now, is this a new perspective to this case of insecurity? Because before now, the impression we have is that, well, these Fulani people, the headsmen, are up for land grabbing. Looks like the situation is changing, where they have to kill people, just to put fear into them and keep on with their mining activities with the Chinese people. So, is there some kind of change, in the mission of these people from land grabbing to doing business? Talk about mining. Which one will it be for you?
I don't like the way these people ask their questions certain times. The way they manipulate things, it's so annoying. It is so annoying. This is something that we all know that is happening, and the situation is different from places to places. But each time these people come on their studio, they will try to paint things that doesn't exist, try to divert attention to create a narrative that suits them. And they are
they don't speak straight. It's part of the pressure that
it's really annoying.
The part of the pressure they are under, because there's some level of fear, So sometimes they always find a way to mix it up, dilute it, just to, I don't know, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy, So I don't know. I don't quite get the things. I know here and where, but one thing I do know is that I think it made mention of Chinese and mining and stuff.
Trying to relate the terrorism to Chinese and mining now, somehow exonerating the Fulani issue and all. Anybody that is removing Fulani from the picture, it's annoying. I don't like to hear that.
Yeah, because they are the problem.
They are the problem. Even the miners, those people that guarding the miner, those Fulanis, those terrorists that the miners are using, they are still Fulani.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That Chineka, well, how cool, because look at the list now.
Brother, I saw it on. I think it. Oh, bro, let me.
Okay, I think you got a call.
Well, it is, first of all, you need to have a geographical space. So there are major agenda is to grab the land first. And then when you grab the land, you move ahead to make use of the land in the way and manner you want to do so. In this case, mineral resources are there. So when these criminals grab the land, they make use of it. They get interest from it. The Chinese are there. They are collaborators in one way or the other. Remember recently, about a month or less ago, when US was contemplating on invading Nigeria and dealing with these criminal activities, the Chinese government said US should not meddle in the affairs of an independent nation. This is what the Chinese government said. Why would they say so when their own citizens are here doing business, both black and white businesses, and then they are telling US that stay away from here? This is somebody reasoning properly. There should be a connection between what the president or the president of China said against the United States and what is happening here in Nigeria.
But it's a deep revelation that you made bringing China. And basically, the government, of Nigeria, using Fulani terrorists or headers into this conversation. How much facts do you have about this one?
What the president of China said is in the public domain. It wasn't.
I'm not talking about the statement from the president of China.
Second, listen. The Chinese are.
Oh well, Benue State seems to be one of the 9 states that do not have good network.
The network. We've seen them. They are one of my brothers, sibling brother, the youngest one in our family, was hit by this company vehicle of the Chinese here in Benue State. The matter is still with the police. I know what I'm talking.
Is he alive? He was run over by the vehicle.
Yes, of this company that are extracting illegal minings in Benue State. And they happen to run away. Up till now, we are still trying to bring this company to justice. So what we are saying is not a matter of whether it exists or it doesn't. But one of the things that is very unfortunate is the denial of our government. And those who are supposed to speak on these issues, they are denying these issues. So that is one of the issues that worries some of us. Because if you really want to address a problem, you first of all acknowledge the existence of that problem. And then you begin to look at possible causes of the problem. And then you profile solutions. This is the way to go. But living in denial that the problem exists in the first place shows that the person is not prepared to address the problem.
All right, then. We'll come back to you shortly. Let me go to Dr. Dixon Osage. No, just stay with us, please. Dr. Dixon Osage, who is an international certified anti-terrorism specialist, global security analyst. He works with the Nigerian Army and also runs his own security outfits as the breeze protection. Now, Dr. Osage, good morning to you. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Good morning.
I understand we've been following the conversation, and talking about security, I know we've had it here quite a number of times. We talked about this, but we know that in Benue State there is a local security outfit. I think they call them the Benue State Civil Protection Guards, and they're giving game guns. That's what they've been giving. Some of them have been, others have machetes, and they are to protect
residents against those with AK-47 rifles and their guns. Is this deliberate? Do you think it's deliberate? By the government?
I think that is suicide mission. Suicide mission. For you to face the criminal with cutlasses and local weapons, the suicide mission, and I will not advise any of the call of everything to spread on the part of that suicide mission. That's a deliberate error and also the wrong approach in controlling this crime. Like last week already said, every problem starts with identification of that problem, then after identifying the problem, we provide a solution. So for me, I think it's a suicide mission, and that's the wrong notion and wrong way to go. So for me, the government of Benue State should start looking at carrying out an assessment of the entire situation of Benue State. Look at the crime-prone areas where this traffic is coming from, like the mining sites, and also ensure that they project reasonably security forces. And I'm very sure the Nigerian government is aware of what's happening there. And the reason why reasonable security forces are not projected there is a surprising situation to me. They're ready to take that. Let's take them out. This joke has been taken so far, and that is why the President of the United States, President Donald Trump, tweeted that Nigeria is a country of particular concern.
All right, if you want to go by the statement made by Professor Emmanuel Usue on the program, we're talking about here, some terrorist group working with some nationals, some Chinese nationals, mining resources in that area, the area where one big local government and some other areas where you have these hidden safeties. And we also have American groups on the ground. And of course, we understand that the Americans that have come to Nigeria, the boots on the ground, cannot work without cooperation from Nigeria's security agencies. Do you think this will lead to a stop in the level of insecurity that we're seeing, or maybe a reduction in it? Americans involved.
The United States is a country of interest from some criminal gangs and some terrorist sponsored organizations, and I think that the United States coming on ground will help and mitigate the situation, but this is going to be a very long-lasting war that will face this criminal element. We understand what happened in Afghanistan. We spent 20 years in Afghanistan. Terrorism is an ideological-driven mentality and driven war. I tell you that if we are ready to take out these guys, I don't think the United States of America should have been around, because we have the capability, we have the capacity, and we have the will to take out these guys. But I don't think we are doing so well enough as a country. Because you can't imagine, my brother, the Nigerian Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Nigerian police and other security parastatals engaging in a group of organized criminal gangs. Then that tells you that it's becoming a state-sponsored crime, an organized crime. We need to know what is sponsored, because it's impossible for you to have.
It is a state-sponsored crime. The question I'm asking is, if it is state-sponsored, will the part of American soldiers make any difference?
Yeah, it will make a difference. One, in the area of intelligence gathering, and secondly, the area of eliminating the threat, because whatever poses threat to human life, the role of contention, the role of engagement is eliminate such threats. But here in Nigeria, we don't eliminate threats that poses dangerous risk to human lives. All we do is that we romance the threats, we negotiate with the threats, bandit negotiation, for example, and terrorism, negotiation with killers of officers of men. So for me, the Americans on the ground will mitigate a little bit, but it's going to drag for a long time. If the government is involved, but if the government is not involved, then they're going to succeed. But it's sad to have Americans on the ground when we have officers and men in the Nigerian army. But it's so sad that the Nigerian military is politicized, and that's why they are not getting it right to take out these criminal gangs. They are not up to 1% of the population of Benue State, people that are committing this crime. So what's the big deal in taking them out? So that means some people are benefiting. from this finding, and they don't want to end it.
Okay, now if you say it's embarrassing to have American government on ground, would it be better if there's some mercenary, if some mercenaries were brought in, like we had sometime in the past in Nigeria, where government individuals were brought in by countries, of course, to help defeat terrorist forces in Nigeria. Would it be better? And if mercenaries would be needed, do you have them at the Brief Protection Services Limited? Do you have the numbers? Do you have men with the experience that are not in service but can, do this thing and protect the people if government contracts them?
All right, thank you very much. The Brief Protection Services is a private security company licensed by the federal government of this great country. Private security companies have over 7 million personnel, an average of 7 million personnel nationwide. And if the government starts looking at integrating private security industry into its security design, they're going to do a lot in the area of intelligence and also in the area of response.
So we shouldn't be talking about using forces. We shouldn't be talking about not having enough men on ground. If you have about 7 million, for your own security outfit alone.
No, not my security outfit. I'm talking about the entire private security outfit in Nigeria.
Oh, the entire private security outfit, 7 million?
Yeah. About 1,000 of private security companies in Nigeria. Like here in London, we have private security companies complementing the effort of the police. In America, you have a private security company complementing the efforts of the police. But the truth is, when it comes to security management, it's not all about personnel. There are 3 factors responsible. When it comes to security personnel, we have the human factor, we have the technological factor, and we have the processes. These 3 components come together to, give an effective security management. The whole essence of technology is to reduce the loss of man and the loss of lives. That's why technology is being introduced into the market. I tell you, 10 to 30 soldiers, 10 to 30 American soldiers can wipe out the situation effectively. All you need to do is to send in drones to the threat location and carry out a hostile surveillance within that threat location, and also after they just check their numbers, they send in fighters to go and kill them. But then we keep on putting our soldiers and officers and policemen and a line of risk to go after the guys, and that's why we're losing a lot of officers and men. And so far we have them trained so hard and dying cheap.
All right, doctor. If in Nigeria, security on ground is very, very peculiar. If we had situations whereby these bandits, these armed men operate for hours unchallenged, and not possible, and then you hear cases where you get news that security operatives now come in 10 hours. As a former soldier, where do you think that this break in doing the right thing, where do you think it comes in? Is that the point of intelligence, intervention, or does it still boil down to complicity within the military?
Fantastic question. When it comes to security management, and that's why sometimes I'm putting the national security strategy, the national security strategy. I think that is just a paper. I don't think it addresses the game the trend developing at Nigerian paper. When it comes to security management, look at the response measures. We have the preventive measures, Sometimes prevention is better than cure. We have the preventive measures, measures put in place to ensure that these criminals do not exploit the vulnerability of the Nigerian exploit the vulnerability of the Nigerian people. Then we have the proactive measures, and these proactive measures is put in place to ensure that you manage any threat or anything that poses threat to human life before it occurs. Then you have the response, reactive measures. Reactive measures is after the failure of proactive measures and preventive measures. And yet these 3 measures fail. The preventive measures fail, the proactive measures fail, and reactive measures fail. That is why you have our officers and men responding after the commission of crime. Anytime you respond after the commission of crime, they beat that with dignity. So for me, it's an absence of intelligence because for the criminal guy to organize themselves and carry out a strike without the knowledge of the Nigerian police or the Nigerian military, and they successfully executed that strike. It's a failure of intelligence, and it's also a failure of the national security strategy in the area of red.
All right, Dr. Kapasoye, let me stay with you. I'm happy that you talked about national security strategy. Do we actually have one in Nigeria? Are you aware if you have one? And what does it speak to?
Yeah, we have one national security strategy. I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it was launched by the late president of Nigeria, General Muhammad Buhari. That's about 4 years ago. The National Security Strategy is a book. It's a good kind of the life book, just like a Bible. It's a book that governs the entire state of the federal republic of Nigeria. Identifying threats and also how to respond to such threats. And that book is supposed to be reviewed every 3 years. Any national security strategy that is not being reviewed after 3 years. The reason why it should be reviewed is to look at what's happening in Benue State, for example, and check where the Nigerian government failed. Then after ascertaining where their failure is, then you review the book and also, profile, another strategy for this.
Okay, now I'm assured that the national security strategy is overseen by the national security advisor. Am I correct?
You are very, very
okay. Beautiful. I ask the question in light of the fact that we saw the national security advisor, no regard. A few people were caught in Kwara State, creating alarm and guns and equipment, And when they were asked, they said they were asked by the NSA to help the NSA fighting security in that area. So how do we balance all of that? Someone in charge of our strategy is arming people, people that are suspected to be the cause of the problem, and is arming them to fight the problem itself. Does it work where you live? Does it work that way in the UK where you live?
That's a technical error, an operational error, and also an abuse on security management. For me, I heard about the story, and the reason why the Nigerian government have not set a board of inquiry to investigate this report is not to stop. And that is why most times we see Nigeria as a country, a particular mistake, because things like something in Nigeria is not acceptable in the global community. It's a disturbing situation that allegation is coming against our NSA. For me, I think there should be an holistic investigation into this incident. We don't know the reason why it does, but from my own public perspective, I'm not aware if that is a strategy or if those guys are coming in our military. If it does that,
all right.
I think it's an abuse on our military.
All right, Doctor, I'm not sure if you did listen to the professor when he spoke earlier. I'm trying to make sense of the topography of Kwande, where the heinous attacks happened recently. From his explanation, he said it's mountainous and it also shares a border with Cameroon. From your military experience, what do you think about such topography? Do you think, also looking at the peculiarity of Nigeria's security and intervention and all of that, do you think that the topography of such areas might make it difficult for military intervention to come in early, or even maybe surveillance, or even intelligence? What do you think in this regard?
If any human being can find them, if the students can find their way to that environment, then the military also can find their way
Absolutely.
to that environment. Because these guys didn't go there by air, and neither did they went there by sea, they go there by sea. They advanced to other locations by land and also got there safely. So the military has the capability and capacity to carry out post-night surveillance within that given environment, with that threat perception area, and ensure that they dispatch reasonably security forces to curtail such crime in progress or such criminal gangs. For me, I'm still finding it very difficult to comprehend the reason why Nigerians have been killed. Because one of the colleagues said that the government has failed the Nigerian people. I go in line with that because truly, the government has failed the Nigerian people, because when it comes to security, it is the topmost priority of any given government. If the government cannot protect life, the profession cannot protect its people, then it has failed its people. It is given priority to protect.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osachi. Let's quickly go back to Professor Emmanuel Usue. Professor, now, obviously, it seems like...
Thank you so much for being with me on this program. The case of Nigeria is a sorry state. The bone of contention and the conclusion is that Nigeria is a failed state. It will never get better. It will always get worse. It will only get worse every day and again. So all we have to do is to prepare ourselves and continue to demand for our freedom. Self-determination remains our demand. And Biafra remains the solution. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, we will still hold our ground. Continue to make your request for self-determination any way you can. Continue to make your own effort that will attract the attention of the international communities on the real solution. I agree with that man, what he said. United States of America bringing troops on the ground is a waste of time, waste of money, waste of resources, and waste of lives. Because they did that in Afghanistan. These people will only turn that place as a battleground. Foreign fighters will be coming in just because they saw US to come and fight US. That is what they do. Wherever else enter, they will come there and they will prolong the war. That is what happens across the world. So the best thing is let there be disintegration and every region will defend themselves by themselves. As simple as that. Every region defend themselves by themselves. Until that is done, well, we are all prolonging and postponing the doomsday. But is that doomsday going to come? It is definitely going to come. So I appreciate everyone that joins on this program, and thank you all for being part of the program. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect everyone that participated on this evening program. I hope to see you again tomorrow morning. Like and share. If you have not yet shared the program, share the program. Join us tomorrow morning on a very hot episode. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all of us. May Chukwu Okukabema save us. No weapon formed of fashion against us shall prosper. No weapon formed of fashion against our leaders shall prosper. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow morning. Good night.
This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their life for us, those who died, that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no longer them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. Like a papa nuku, but then we go hero. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. For me the front and the rest of man, I tell you what I am. Me no back and forth. Me tell them
heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, we'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom. They died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front. Without food, without guns. For our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of my people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bummed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Raise the flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in our heart, we bleeding inside, tears in our eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Keep them on the patient people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
they pay the ultimate price. They die for me, for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Yeah, put the flag in the air. Never be afraid. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is.
I'm looking at myself in
We
the
must
mirror.
revenge, and we must stand to represent